defensive line, and they addressed it with their second-round pick and their first of 2 third-round picks. Cornerback Jeff Okudah, we just found out recently, has had surgery on his core. So maybe he's going to be... Jeff Okudah. He had surgery this offseason. So,
that's right. Yep.
Seems like last season he didn't play to the level that a lot of people thought he would, stepping in immediately and playing well. But maybe that issue's been fixed, and now they've got another corner to put back there with him, and Ifitu Melifonwu. The wide receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's just a fun name. His brother has another cool name, Equinemius St. Brown. Equinemius went to Notre Dame. Amon-Ra went to rival USC. So that's fun. Linebacker and a running back. They really don't need running backs. That's going to be one of my biggest knocks is why are you drafting a running back when you have both Kerryon Johnson and DeAndre Swift in that backfield? Like, there's no need to waste anybody's time. Come on. You could have done something better. It was the 7th round, so not too offensive. But, I mean, you already have 2 good running backs. Why take another one?
I don't know. Kerryon Johnson's just good.
He was doing great until they stopped running him because that defense couldn't hold shit. But
I'd say Swift is a large level above him, and they're hoping for someone to be more of a perhaps a better pass catcher and perhaps someone that can stay healthy, because that's been their biggest issue at running back, is that everyone seems to go down constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And longer season, so maybe that they're planning ahead. But as you said, 7th round, who really cares? They went basically best player available through the entire draft, in my opinion. At least that's what it looked like from an outside perspective as to what their strategy was.
I do have to penalize them at least a little bit because they lost Marvin Jones, they lost Kenny Golladay. They needed to address wide receiver much sooner than they did. They really, with their 2nd round pick, they should have taken a wide receiver. If not with their first 3rd round pick. Waiting till the 4th round to grab a guy like Amon-Ra St. Brown, kind of risky when there are really good wide receivers available in the 2nd and 3rd round, and you literally have 0 quality wide receivers on your team. So that's my biggest knock on this. Love the Penei Sewell pick. The fact that he fell to pick 7, it just blows my mind. But overall, solid draft. I wish they would have, like I said, addressed the wide receivers sooner. I'm going to give them a solid B+.
Yeah, I'm pretty much right there with you. I don't hate that they didn't get the wide receiver, because they're just. I think they're just going full rebuild and just seeing who fell to them. Great job with Penei. I like the defensive tackles they got. I think they needed some help on defense especially, and Ifitu Melifonwu is also super talented. Amon-Ra looks like he's pretty solid. Obviously time will tell. Would have been nice to address wide receiver more in the offseason, especially after losing their top 2, but I understand not going big for either Jones or Kenny. Jones would have been cheaper, but he's much older toward the end of his career. And Kenny G is very expensive, and they need to basically reshuffle the entire deck. So it doesn't make sense to sign a big-time receiver because you're not in any sort of win-now mode. So you might as well evaluate the rest of the talent on your team this year and your new talent, and then you can start to get those other pieces. So overall, I think they did very well, and I was right on the cusp of B+, A-. So I'm just going to leave it there. Just slash. They're right at that 89.54.
That's oddly specific. Thank you. All right, Dan Beebe, Detroit Lions.
B+.
B+. Yeah, I really do think that they needed a wide receiver to really make the whole thing more complete. I mean, maybe you can find a way to get a wide receiver in a trade that you can hold on to for a while, because they need a star. And there are some young wide receivers that I think they could go after. I don't know how easy it would be to get someone like we'll just go with Donovan Peoples-Jones from the Browns. They've obviously got Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry. Maybe they can afford to let go of Peoples-Jones for somewhat cheap. Maybe he's an idea for them to pursue. But they really do need someone that could be a big-time receiver. And I don't think going into the season, and I'm pulling up their roster right now, going into the season with the receivers they have and adding Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to be enough. Depth chart, wide receivers. Okay.
Are you looking at theirs? They've got like Brashad Perriman, that's it.
Yeah, Brashad Perriman, that's not someone that I would like. Okay, looking Terrell Williams, Sage Surratt, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Khalif Raymond, Damian Ratley, Brashad Perriman, Javon McKinley, Todd Kennedy, Chad Hansen, Quintez Cephas, Victor Bolden, Geronimo Allison's probably the best wide receiver they've got on the roster right now. That's not good. So, seriously, I definitely would have addressed wide receiver much sooner than they did.
Rebuild time. Plus, you're forgetting they got TJ Hawk to throw to. So.
Oh, yeah, TJ Hawkinson. I mean, he's fine.
He looks solid. Everyone's thinking he's going to break out this year. I guess we'll see. He'll certainly have the opportunity. He's one of the best pass catchers on the team now, so you better catch those passes.
Yep.
Injury prone, though, so we'll have to see.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we got 2 B pluses and a B plus/A minus. Right at that, 89.54 mark.
That's right.
Right at the imaginary line.
All right. Now we're going to move on to the Packers. Round 1, Eric Stokes, the corner from Georgia. Round 2, Josh Myers, the center/guard from Ohio State. Round 3, Amari Rogers, the wide receiver from Clemson. Round 4, Royce Newman, the tackle from Mississippi, Ole Miss. Round 5, TJ Slayton, the defensive tackle from Florida. Round... Oh, give me 1 second. Oh, compensatory. Oh my God. I can't speak. Shamar Jean-Charles, the corner from Appalachian State. Round 6, Cole Van Lanen, the tackle from Wisconsin. Another compensatory pick, Isaiah McDuffie, the linebacker from Boston College. Round 7, Kylan Hill, running back from Mississippi State. Is it just me, or did they just completely miss the mark again? I feel like they missed the mark again.
It felt super familiar because last year we said kind of the same thing. What the hell are they doing? It just doesn't make sense to me. A lot of their picks, they either reached pretty hard, or they say a broken clock is right twice a day, and I did like the Amari Rogers pick, and I did like the Kylan Hill in the 7th, because why not? He looked really solid in college. Other than that, though, none of these really were very good picks, and a lot of them were pretty bad. Eric Stokes, there was a ton of value on the board still. or you could have traded back and still gotten him like mid-second or late second easily, I think. Similar with Josh Myers, I think that was a reach. I don't think he was projected until like the 4th round.
I mean, I'm not even a fan of the Amari Rodgers pick. Like, you've got Devontae Adams. Like, go get yourself a big wide receiver that can win jump balls. Like,
I mean, that's who Devontae Adams is, though. They needed someone else to throw to, and they've had no one as a reliable second wideout. So that is what, that's why I got that, because teams always want to double Devontae. So boom, you get a really quick, really good route runner that's gonna go right into the slot, and he's gonna be open all day. But they're also screwing up this offseason because they can't even convince the more important Rodgers to their team to stick around.
And he turned down an offer, reportedly turned down an offer that would have made him the highest paid player in the NFL.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you piss off your franchise quarterback too much.
Yep.
And make him promises and then go back on them. And I don't know what necessarily spurred it on, if it was them letting Williams go or other things. I'm guessing other things from the sounds of it. Their former receiver, I don't think it was Greg Jennings. I thought it was Jones, not Marvin Jones. Can't remember his name off the top of my head. I had him in fantasy at one point too. Sorry?
Aaron Jones?
No, he's the running back.
Yeah, no. It was a receiver. Anyway, tends to have his finger on the pulse of things, and he seemed to hint that it was really just the front office just jerking Rodgers around in his view. And Rodgers is also a bit of a diva. I think that's been established. So I don't know what they're doing, because now it looks like they don't even have their starting quarterback, and all of a sudden this draft looks even worse because you need to enter rebuild mode. Love is not ready. I don't think. I've never saw anything from him to indicate that he's a quarterback of the future. So I mean, maybe he'll prove me wrong. But
Aaron Rodgers did say that in regards to Jordan Love, that him and Jordan Love communicate daily, that they have a good relationship, and he thinks Jordan Love is the future of the team. So Aaron Rodgers believes in him, but we'll see how far that goes.
It's good PR.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't care about PR.
I think they were supposed to kind of, listen to him on certain things, and he was supposed to have some say in the draft room or in free agency, and I don't think he did at all, and that's kind of what burned the last bridge, because he was already kind of pissed off at them.
I mean, like, it took them, let's see, like 12 rounds worth of drafting to draft a wide receiver. Like, they really needed a wide receiver. They did not take one at all last year, and it took them until round 3 to take one this year. So who knows? Aaron Rodgers out. Not a fan of hardly any of these picks. Do I like Eric Stokes? Yes. Do I think he's talented? Absolutely. If he were on the Cowboys, would I be happy with that pick? Of course I would. He's a good player. But
you wouldn't be happy at 1.29.
I mean, I probably would, because the Cowboys need a corner. That's like big need. So if they had to reach to take him,
the Packers, man, but
yeah,
you just don't reach that high, like
especially not with
straight back.
You got Jair Alexander and Kevin King. Like, do you really need a corner in the first round? Like, do you?
Yeah, I didn't think they desperately needed it. It was a need, but it wasn't like we reach in the first round. If someone fell to you, then sure, but he didn't fall. You jumped up. You took him basically a full round early. I don't think anyone was touching